Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the Horizon Broadcast. I'm Chris Wright.
And I'm Mike Lewis. On Monday, February 9th, the Social Science Forum gave their insights into what went wrong with our economy. Reporter Nikki Cannon went to this event and has more.
We're in the midst of what's been called the deepest global recession since the Second World War. Once profitable banks and retail chains are folding, credit has dried up, consumer demand and investor confidence have plummeted, unemployment is soaring, and there is no end in sight.
Okay, where did all the money go? And we started out with talking about the economists, and I have our famous Mr. Greenspan up here, trying to figure out where the hell the money went. It's bubbles. It's bubbles. That's where the money went. Of course, there's a more common and more simple explanation that this is just a continuation of the classic and historic class warfare. And of course, in warfare there is death, and some of the gross examples we see is even the Titanic. I think this because some of you go to movies, and it was a famous movie, and this is the percentage of people that live by social class. And notice that the upper class males lived at a higher percent than did third class children. This is our most recent accident. Fortunately, everyone survived on this one.
Almost all news organizations are understaffed. There's far more news out there to cover on a daily basis than they have people to do the job. And unfortunately, because of the economy, you probably all read about hemorrhaging that's going on at media organizations, from the big to the small. The New York, as an industry-wide, newspapers have lost in the past 2 years 18% drop in advertising revenue in 2007, 25 or so % drop in advertising revenue this past year, 2008. And so newspapers, news organizations, the lifeblood of those organizations is revenue from advertising. Advertising starts dropping, news organizations cut staff, there are just fewer people to really get at the stories that need reporting. I believe firmly that the quality of journalism practicing today is as high as it's ever been. The problem is resources.
In terms of the happiness, don't tell my sociological friends this, but I think a lot of it is personality characteristics, and it could be solved by what Dr. Wolf was talking about, bring back the opium.
The Adult Student Center invited students and faculty to their Global Grounds event to discuss cultural and international backgrounds on Wednesday, February the 11th. Reporter Mike Lewis has the story.
You come from Mongolia. How long have you been in the United States?
I have been here almost a year.
No real majority anyway.
For an exchange student in high school?
Yes, first 2 years ago I was an exchange student to high school in Florida, and then I went back home and I stayed there like a year, and I returned to US a year ago.
You guys been anywhere or thinking about traveling?
I'd like to. I haven't been out of the country though.
Not yet.
I haven't either.
What's one thing, if they visited your country, what's one thing they should see?
They should go to countryside. We don't have big cities, so the nature it's not spoiled, and you can enjoy the horse racing. The people who live in the countryside, they don't have cars, so they have to use horses. So they milk the cows to have food, and yeah, the countryside is so beautiful. So you should go to countryside if you go to Mongolia.
In the past, we used to present Global Grounds once a month, but this year we decided to do it a little bit different. We're going to do one Global Grounds a semester. See how that works out, but we might change back and go to once a month again.
How do you all determine which coffee you're going to present or which country you're going to present?
We really just try to make sure we're representing a variety of countries and cultures, so it's one region one month and another region the next month, and just try to make sure we're hitting all the major geographic areas. And
This is Mike Lewis reporting from Global Grounds. The library is hosting a new view of Africa, Portraits in Progress, from February 9th through the 20th. This exhibit features photographers and their work from South Africa. Reporter Chris Wright stopped by the exhibit and has the latest.
February is Black History Month, so I'm at the IUS Library to take a look at the featured photo exhibit, A New View of Africa, Portraits in Progress. I first spoke with Dean Staten, who was instrumental in bringing the exhibit to IUS, and then we spoke with Jackie Johnson of the library, who showed us a few of the works. Let's go see what they had to say. This exhibit is being called A New View of Africa, Portraits in Progress. Can you tell us exactly what the new view is?
Well, as was indicated a little bit on the brochure, but if you look closely at it, if you pick up any newspaper on any given day, most of the news out of Africa is not very good. You know, there's war, there's human rights abuses, there's starvation, there are terrible things, AIDS, all kinds of things. Quite often, that news drowns out, if I can use that word, some of the progress that's being made, especially in South Africa, Botswana, where most of those pictures are taken. So there's some progress being made, and the purpose of this exhibit, which travels around from one university to the next, is to at least try to give people a more balanced view of what's actually taking place.
That's great. It is part of a national series, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
And Jackie, you are going to show us one picture from each of the two featured photographers.
That's right.
Okay.
This picture here is by John Ho, who did one other picture in the collection. And this is by Arne Hole, who did most of the rest of the collection of pictures.
Okay, and this one is showing the advances in technology.
Yes, this is actually a technical college, a picture of a technical college in southern Africa.
Oh, that was great.
And this is by Arne Hole, who likes to show the more human kind of mental
it's
dimension.
great. It's actually showing the children going off to school.
Yeah.
This exhibit is only at the library until Friday, February the 20th. It's worth a look. You have 1 week to stop by and see it. I'm Chris Wright with the Horizon News. The Multicultural Student Reception was held on Wednesday, February 11th. Reporter Mike Lewis was at this event to find out how students and staff celebrated cultural diversity on campus.
What do we have here today? We have a lot of music and a lot of fancy outfits and wonderful displays. What can you tell us about the program today?
Yes, this is our multicultural student reception. We have it annually, and what we try to do is celebrate cultural diversity. As you can see behind me, there are different cultural displays, and so we invite students, faculty, and staff to come and participate. This year we had an entertainer who was a dancer, and now they're just doing some salsa dancing from the South American culture.
How many countries? I mean, I assume it's international, so it's any country that's available?
Right.
Do you actually talk to the students here at IUS about the international affairs programs and things of that nature?
Well, what we do is we send a personal invitation to all of the minority students here on our campus, as well as the minority faculty and staff, and invite them to this particular event. That way they get a direct invitation to come and participate.
And how long have you been doing this program?
This program, we've been doing this for about 4 years, but I've been the director here for about 15 years.
Where's your participation here?
I'm actually a mentor in the mentoring program, and I've been in it for 2 years.
Have you come to this program and this particular reception many times before?
I actually have. This is probably my 4th one.
And what do you do here? I just mingle, talk about the cultures?
Talk about, particularly this one, multicultural mentoring thing. We talk about different cultures. As you can see, we have countries like from North America, Colombia, Africa, and then, of course, African American, and just other different cultures.
In sports this week, women's basketball defeated Midway 69-53 on Tuesday, February 10th.
Also on Tuesday, our men's basketball team lost to Berea 81-73.
That's going to wrap it up for this week's newscast.
Thanks for watching.